Today, I'm out in the middle of nowhere to talk to you about why I believe the Class A motorhome is the best RV for boondocking and dry camping. And I know that statement right there alone probably gave me a couple thumbs down, but that's okay. I'm hoping by the end of this video, I'm going to convince you to agree with me that the Class A motorhome is great for dry camping and boondocking. Starting with the Class A motorhome, what we have here. I'm also going to talk about what came with it stock and what we did to it upgrade-wise to make it even a little bit better for off-grid camping. So this is a Winnebago Vista. It's a 28.5-foot long Class A motorhome. It's a 2016. We bought it in 2017. The great thing about a Class A motorhome, even though we're only about 28 feet long, we're pretty short, I would say, for vehicle-wise, but because it's a Class A, it has huge cargo and water capacities. So we have a 64-gallon freshwater tank. That lets Sabrina and I go off-grid for 6 days. Because it's a Class A motorhome, we also have cargo space that allows us to bring easily 2 more 6-gallon freshwater containers, and we have a gravity fill from the factory as well, so we can add more water to the RV as we're using it, and which gives us an extra day between the two of us, making us stretch to about 7 days off-grid between the two of us and showering every day. Our holding tanks in this is over 90 gallons. So that's how we're able to add more water and still camp out here without having to worry about overfilling our holding tanks. And that's very important. When shopping for an RV, you want to look at your holding tank capacity. Holding tank capacity, to me, is more important than your fresh water capacity, because we can always bring extra containers, add a little extra water. But when our holding tanks are full, that's it, we're done. We can't do much more once they're full. But then we got to pack up, drive somewhere, and dispose of our water the way that you're supposed to. So now if I'm camping by myself, which I often do for shows and things like that for Winnebago, I am able to go 14 days showering every day. So if you're just a single person looking for a Class A, you're going to get, 14 days is really, to me, the sweet spot for boondocking and camping when looking at an RV, because that's usually the turnaround day. Usually, like an area that we're at right now, we're only allowed to stay out here for 14 days, and then we have to move, and then we're allowed to come back. So 14 days, I think, is kind of that sweet spot. This easily will get you 14 days. We have friends that get over, the 14 days on similar water tanks than we do. I don't know if they're showering every day or not, but they seem to get their water to stretch a lot further than we can. So another nice thing right from factory for a Class A motorhome is the propane tank. So this from the factory came with an 18-gallon propane tank. That gets us easily a month of use in the wintertime. So that's even when we're like using our furnace. The other nice thing about this is if you need it to, you can always add what's called an extend-a-stay. And we have plenty of friends that have done this with their Class A motorhomes, where they'll add an external propane tank, because I'm going to go back to cargo capacity. You have the space for that extra propane tank. So you can bring more propane tanks with you. You hook them up externally. They kind of attach to your fixed tank. And then when they run out, you swap tanks, or you just extend to however many more days that you need to run your propane. Now, we did a couple things to make our RV a little bit more efficient on propane, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And we're about to do another upgrade to make it more efficient on propane. Not that it technically needs to. Like I said, we're already getting a month out of our propane tanks. Water for us will always be Sabrina and I's limiting factor, because we're just not great at conserving our water. Like I said, we shower every day, but it's more than that. But like I said, we have friends that can go much longer on their water than we can go. So don't always go by us with our numbers, I guess is what I'm telling you. You'll probably get more. You'll probably do better than we do on water. But yeah, propane is also excellent in a Class A motorhome. That 18-gallon propane tank is awesome. One of the things that we did to help us conserve water and propane was our Truma AquaGo. And I want to take a quick second here and thank Truma for sponsoring this video. Because Truma is sponsoring this video, you should be enjoying this video with limited commercials and ads. So If you like this video and you like that you're getting this with limited ads, a quick thing that you can do to say thanks to Truma is just go to their YouTube page or go to their Instagram and give them a follow on either one of those platforms. Maybe like a couple of their videos, leave them a comment, anything like that, and that would be great for Truma. We made this upgrade about, it's almost a year already. But the great thing about our Truma AquaGo is that it's a hot water on demand system. So it's only using the propane when we open a hot water faucet. It's got different modes. That's what it does in eco mode anyway. So we turn hot water on, it starts pulling propane from our tank, heats the water in under 60 seconds, and we're ready for our shower. And we can take as long of a shower as you want, but when you're dry camping, you really don't want to do that. The great thing about that is that it is so much more efficient than our 6-gallon water heater that we had before. The old way for us to take a shower would be to get up, turn on the propane, turn on our water heater, and wait 25 minutes for it to heat those 6 gallons of water. One of us would take a shower, it would practically deplete that, and then we would have to wait another 20 minutes for it to heat the water again. So what the Truma's doing is we no longer need to wait 20 minutes for the first shower, 20 minutes for the second shower. That's 40 minutes of wasted propane. The Truma system, you turn on and in seconds the water is hot. That's doing a couple things. One, we're not running as much we're not running as much water down the drain as before because the water gets so much hotter and so much faster. So we're saving it that way, and we're not wasting all that propane to heat 6 gallons of water just to get that tank hot before we can take a shower. So the Truma system has been great for us when it comes to dry camping and just overall camping. So that's one of the ways that we're extending our propane. The other way we're going to extend our propane is we're about to switch out our refrigerator. Right now we have the typical RV refrigerator where it's 120 or propane. When we're out here camping, it's on propane. Sometimes we'll use 120 if it's like cool weather and we're not running the AC. We'll just run everything off batteries and solar, and I'll get to that in a minute. But we're going to switch to a 12-volt refrigerator. It's very, very efficient. We're going to be saving even more in propane because then it'll just be running off our solar and batteries. The other great thing about the 12-volt refrigerator, not only is it more efficient than what we have now, but it's actually larger in size. Same overall footprint on the outside. It fits in the same spot as the fridge that we have now, but the inside is just a smidge larger. You get a little bit more cubic inches of space inside the refrigerator. And that will be great for us too, because then that means that we'll be able to bring even more food with us while we're camping out here. We'll be able to spend more than 7 days. Right now we get about 7 days out of our fridge, but soon we'll be able to get a little bit more than 7 days out of our refrigerator space-wise of what we can pack with us. So if we were out here, that's just less times that we got to, hop in the Jeep and maybe go in town and do grocery shopping and come back out here again. So that's going to be a nice addition and an upgrade. Another upgrade that we've already done is because of the size of the Class A motorhome, we are able to fit a lot of solar up on the roof. So we have over 1,200 watts of solar up on the roof. Because of our cargo capacity, we're easily able to carry more solar panels, portable ones, down on the ground. So total, we have about 1,400 watts of solar panels. And again, we're only 28 and a half feet long. So to have all that power coming in, and I consider that renewable energy. What's great about that is as we're using it, it's getting replenished. Our power banks are getting back up to full again. Again, because of our cargo capacity, we have over 1,000 amp hours of lithium battery power. So you might have heard the AC was running earlier. Sabrina's in there studying. Belle's up in the RV. So she's in there comfortable with the AC running. And then it did just shut off not too long ago. So now our solar panels are putting that power right back in again so that when the AC wants to kick back on, it's actually got more power than when it turned off. The lithium and the solar has been great. It's I use the term game changer. It's been fantastic for us out here. But even if we didn't have all that solar and that lithium, the Class A motorhome does come with a generator. So our 2016 Winnebago Vista at the time, no solar up on the roof, but it did come with a generator. And it's a large enough generator to run all of our appliances, just like our solar and our lithium is able to, except for the fact that it is incredibly loud and it uses some of our fuel. The nice thing about the Class A motorhome is that you do get a lot of fuel. So we have an 80-gallon gasoline tank in this RV, and that is what the generator runs from. And that too will give you a lot of off-grid power, a lot of time off-grid using your generator to power things like your AC. The problem with that, again, is it's just noise. I just did a show for Winnebago. I was out dry camping for 5 days. It was a Overland Expo show. I only heard one generator running the entire weekend, and they really used it sparingly. And it was so nice to be out there dry camping and not hear generators running all weekend. The amount of peacefulness, the lack of odors in a small little camping section, the lithium has just been so great for the RV, I believe anyway, for the RV community, that we can be out here quiet, not fumigating everybody out, and just sitting outside. You can eat your lunch, you can have your dinner, you can sit in a chair and read a book, and it's quiet, and you don't hear all that noise. But right from the factory, you do have to go back and say, the Class A motorhome does come with a good sized generator that will allow you to dry camp and boondock and be off grid. And then again, with the Class A motorhome, cargo capacity again. I can bring my bikes, I can bring my chairs, I can bring my Tembo Tusk, and I can cook out here and grill. And the RV itself just has a very large capacity to carry weight as well. A lot of the Class A's are really good at carrying extra weight, so you can have that fresh water tank of that size and fill it and not be overweight too easily. That's not always true for other RVs. Just be very careful when you're shopping around what the cargo capacity is of these vehicles, what you're going to be using them for, what you want to bring out with you. The other thing that I never hear people say this, and I think that the Class A motorhome is pretty good off-road. I know people don't roll their eyes at that, but Sabrina and I have taken this RV in some really remote locations. We have good ground clearance. So, little rocks and that. I'm not rock crawling. I'm not going where my Jeep can go or anything like that. But this gets fine down forest roads. I have been on some sketchy roads where people are just shocked to see my Class A motorhome. Will a truck and a travel trailer do better off-road? Yeah, of course. It's going to do better because it's four-wheel drive, and you'll probably just get in a little bit more locations. But I don't think I've ever I don't think you're getting that much further off grid for a vehicle this size anyway. If you're in a truck with a small travel trailer, yeah, you're getting way off grid. If you're pulling a travel trailer that's 28, 30 feet long, like our motorhome is, then you're going to be limited too, I believe, on where you can go. Again, overall, I just think the Class A motorhome is a great choice for dry camping and boondocking. And maybe I convinced you not to give me that thumbs down. And maybe now you're going to give me a thumbs up for this video. That'd be awesome. But I'm curious to hear in the comments, what do you dry camp in? What do you boondock in? What do you like about it? What do you wish it could do better? And that's it, guys. That's the video. That's my argument for the Class A motorhome being the best dry camping, boondocking RV there is. But I'd love to hear from you down in the comments. But I'm going to just tell you all now, take care, safe travels, and I will catch you next time.